Yo, and welcome everybody. Welcome to the village hidden within the Skreets. We are the Black Flames. My name is Bam.
And I am Dr. Griffs. Welcome back, y'all.
Turn up. We're getting consistent with this.
We trying. Low key, little bit by little bit. Yo, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Everything, like I live over here in NYC, so everything's starting to open up a lot more. Been really appreciating the weather. Like I'm a person that just loves running out. As you guys can see, I like wearing tank tops, and I'm the type of person that likes wearing tank tops and shorts. So this weather is like my element. So I'm out here moving and everything. When it comes to content, right now I'm in the process of determining what anime I want to live react to, because honestly this season right now is a little bit dry for me. There's one anime I'm watching, it's called Tokyo Revengers, but everything else is kind of like a little dry. Shout out to Tokyo Revengers, but if you guys don't know what Tokyo Revengers is, it's basically like it's a time travel anime where a character goes back in time to basically do all this stuff to prevent their loved one from dying, but they end up having to go back, like they're like 26, they have to go back to when they're like in middle school, so they have to affect a lot of events prior, like 10 years in between, to stop the person from dying, because they can't control how far back they go. They can only go back 10 years. So whatever day they're on, they go back 10 years, and then when they come back, they learn about stuff. So it kind of has a little bit of that Steins Gate kind of vibe, but a little less dark. It's a little bit more comical, but it does get dark. Like people be like dying in this series, and it gets a little crazy. But that's the only one I'm watching right now. So I'm looking for other series to like really zone in to do more live reactions to on my channel. But other than that, just been working on more of the back end stuff for Village Hidden in the Skreets, and having fun with creating thumbnails and making a system that's really easy for us to put out content for. So that's what I've been going on in terms of content stuff. What about you, Doctor?
Well, today I got the second upgrade to my 5G 6G antennas in my body. But prior to that, I just been my personal life, the work schedule has just been pretty hectic the last couple of weeks, because things are opening up, so I just had to be doing a bit more. But now things are going to be a bit more streamlined for me, so I'm looking forward to being able to produce more content on the Dr. Griffs side of life. But within that, I've been getting better at the music I've been creating. I think the latest music remix I made was like a hip hop remix to the Rugrats theme song. Yeah, know the Rugrats, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
I heard that one. It's really good. Link in the description. Go check it out.
Thank you. It might be the background for one of these upcoming videos we make. But I don't know. I really like this music, creating music in anime. For example, I had a couple like sadness and sorrow. You know that theme in Naruto.
When you're on the swing. Yep.
Yeah. Every time that song gets played, I feel like this amplifies the whole scene. Like you feel sad. You know what I'm saying? Like the Zabuza talking to Naruto. I forgot how the manga portrayed it. Mm-hmm. But Naruto crying, the music playing in the background, little violin, and you see Zabuza crying. Like I don't know. I feel like music in anime just amplifies the whole thing versus like the manga counterpart. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Which I completely agree with you. Which, spoiler alert, guys, complete segue into the main topic of this podcast today. It is music and anime. I'm coughing a little bit, so I think I need that 4G update to my shot. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about music in anime, because like while I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking about like I feel like music does so much more to a scene than we realize. Like one of the animes that I'm rewatching right now, just because I was in a very martial arts based mood, is Kengan Ashura is on Netflix right now, and it's basically like Baki, but it's I won't even say it's more realistic. It's basically like Baki. Basically, that's all I'm saying. And one thing I tried to do is like I muted it while watching a fight scene, and then I was just trying to get the vibe and like get the feel of it. But sound does such an amazing job of like making you. It taps into something like almost primal. Like you just feel it more. Like it feels more present and available to you. And so like I'll watch a fight scene without music, and then I was like, okay, this kind of feels. It's like the movements are cool, but it kind of feels trash. I need the sound, and I turn on the sound, and I'm like, It's like I feel it. Like, could you imagine looking at an explosion and not hearing sound?
Corazon, One Piece. I think I'll able to see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Cold. Oh, you mean the
Doflamingo's brother? Yeah. I mean, his arc was much better, like encapsulated through anime versus manga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the manga, there's no sound in that medium. So when you see it in the anime version, you see an explosion. Just see an explosion, no sound. It's kind of like you see the importance of sound in situations like that. And I just want to say that was a really smooth transition into the conversation for today. Can you give me a shout out for that? No, man.
I would rate that transition a solid. Actually, it should be a solid 9 out of 10 to be honest, because it was like right on topic. It was like a solid 9 out of 10. Solid 9 out of 10.
Well, thank you. So I was thinking about a scene in Bleach. So if you think back to when Aizen first showed up, like I don't know if he was like hair flipped Aizen yet, but Aizen has showed up, right? I think Ichigo goes Bankai, his theme song's playing, and he attacks Aizen, and Aizen catches it. The music just stops. Yeah, that was such good editing because you hear the theme song, so you're like, okay, Ichigo about to go to work, but no, he got unemployed. He got furloughed. That's what happened. That was crazy. Like the adding music to a scene or taking it out from scene just does so much to the actual media.
Yeah, I think it's like something interesting that you brought up at that point is that I feel like if you're looking at a character and like you get used to like for like 30 to 50 episodes, like when the character goes off, this particular song plays. It doesn't play for any other character. It plays for that character. So you begin to connect that sound to the character going off. And so when it gets abruptly stopped like that, when Aizen just goes like ding and it stops the music, you're like, oh my gosh, it literally feels like it stopped the character's whole existence for that second. You're just like, whoa, reality broken.
Yeah, it's kind of like breaks the fourth wall when you think about it, because that is for the audience, not like each goes running around with a boombox. It's like a break of the fourth wall, so you're like, yeah, this just happened. Never really thought about it that way. Yeah,
because the characters aren't hearing the music. Like the music's not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it's mainly for us to get a vibe of like, oh, this is about to go down, this is about to go crazy, and I think like even a little bit coming over from anime, even in like YouTube videos, I think Afro Senju does this sometimes. Like if you watch any of his like Dark Soul like videos, right? He'll sometimes play anime music in the video, right? And so so sometimes he'll play like, you know, like number one, if you want to see some action, you know, he'll play some hype up like battle music, like, oh, this is about to go down, or he'll play some Yusei Run, like to give the vibe like, oh, I'm about to go plus social, about to win. But he'll, for comical effect, would literally like play it as he's like walking up to the final boss and everything like that, getting close to winning, and then the final boss just like Jaegers, and then like the music stops and everything. So it gives the impression that like, oh snap, if he's playing this Yusei Run music, oh snap, he's about to do it, but then just a comical effect of like, nope, it's over.
He about to hit a 20-hit combo, 30-hit combo. But nah, he got hit by the 30-hit combo.
Yeah, which I think is actually something that like I've been thinking about a little bit when it comes to like editing videos, is the idea of like altering the expectation of the audience, because that's kind of like one of the things in like stand-up comedy or that comedians implement, is taking the audience somewhere, but actually doing a complete U-turn. And that complete shift in like what you believe the reality of the situation is kind of cathartic for most people, and that's why it comes out as a laugh, right? So one of the things I feel like when I do my live reaction, sometimes I could be pretty linear. Like it's like whatever memes or clips I show or music I play in the background, it kind of matches the scene or the vibe of what's going on. So I haven't mastered the technique of taking someone along for a ride and then just crash in the car and then making it go a totally different way. It's like everything seems like it just matches up like it's supposed to, but I have not like flipped the script on them.
I don't know if that's a technique you want to master.
But it's to get that comical effect of like you expect something to happen or expect something, and music is a great way of creating expectations, right? Because and there's one fight scene in particular that I want to kind of discuss with you about. But music does a great job of setting expectations, because if you see a character down on the floor and everything and they look like they're done, and then you hear their theme or the battle theme playing before they even get up, you're like, oh shit. You're like, oh snap. And you see the villain walking away, and then the character's like, you hear the music playing before they get up, and they zoom in on the hand, and you just see that finger flick, and you're just like, oh snap, it's about to go down.
Two things. That seemed like a very specific description you had in mind. Was there something you're thinking about?
No, honestly, that is like something that I feel like is a template that a lot of like animes or even in movies kind of play. Like if you see like old school boxing movies or any movie that involves like combat, and you have the main character that's just like down and out and everything, you have a moment where the character just moves a little bit, and then it's just like they start getting up, and then the other character's like, "Nani? How's he?"
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
the second thing was, you're clearly not sponsored by Uber.
No.
Take our passenger one way, then we almost got there.
1 star.
Clearly not sponsored.
1 star. I get 1 star because I'm number one.
Oh.
1 star because I'm number one. I don't want 5 stars. That's 5th place. Why would I want that?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But there is one scene that like this when we decided this topic to talk about for this is one scene that just kept on playing in my head. The final battle between Naruto and Sasuke, because that was a battle that had no music. I think for primarily the first part of the fight there was no music. I think the whole fight there was no music. Maybe towards the end when they started having the flashbacks and they had like the everyone coming together to do the Rasengan and stuff like that, you know. That had some music to it, but like the first beginning it was just hands. It was just hands. So I wanted to know, like, how did you feel about a scene not having music, and like did you even like miss it? Did you miss the music or even think about it?
I think taking away the music in a scene like that, for the first initial part of the fight, it kind of just shows how like guttural, is that the right word? Like it shows more impact on the actual punches and kicks and everything.
Visceral.
That one a G word.
A G word?
If you're an English major, type in the comments what I was trying to say.
Gut wrenching?
I don't know. But anyway, like I feel like that the visceralness of the fight, or the gutturalness of the fight, it gets amplified because you hear the punches and kicks, you hear the impact, the skin on skin contact, and music sometimes can muffle it. But I think without the music, I'm not sure what the prior scene was like leading up to that. If there was, because I think they had flashbacks, right? Before they like jumped off the thing and started running at each other. I think there was music in the flashback area, and when they first clashed, that's when the music stopped, and then there was nothing but punching kicks for a while. So I think depending on how you use sound or when you take it out, it can really, like, I don't know, heighten the scene. But if you listen to rap music, right? Someone's rapping, I can break it down like this, around like this. There might be a gap in sound, and there's a punchline, so amplifies it there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
answer your question.
no. It's a good answer to it. Because I remember like thinking about a scene is like the punches and the kicks, like it had a rhythm to it. So it almost felt like that was the music, like the impact. Like they were using the sound of the impact to give the vibe of like, oh, this is the music that's playing. And it's very interesting and powerful. It's very interesting and powerful, like how music can impact it, because even when I'm like reading manga sometimes, like I'll play music while I'm reading manga. Like I'll be like, oh snap, these two characters about to go down. Okay. Oh snap, this is about to be sad. Hold on, let me play some sad music. It's like,
so for clarification, you are playing the music because you're reading the manga. You don't happen to be listening to music and reading a manga.
Yeah,
it's very intentional.
Yeah, it's very intentional. Like I'll play music to like match the scene of what's going on in the manga. Like, you know, sometimes I'm just like blasting through a series that I just started. But like sometimes when I really want to feel the impact of something, I'll be like, hold on, pause everything. let me look up Yuseiron, or let me look up number 1 and like have that playing in the background because I know it's about to go off or something.
Do you prefer manga adaptations or anime adaptations, or does it depend?
Generally, I think 9 times out of 10 I prefer the anime adaptation, just because it just feels more real. It the movement and everything, the music, the color, it just adds a lot more energy to the source material, in my opinion. It adds more life. That's the best way I could describe it. It makes it feel a lot more like real for me. But there's some mangakas that do a really good job of manipulating the medium to their advantage. So like in like one mangaka does a great job of doing this, is the person that created The Promised Neverland. And if you read the first chapters of The Promised Neverland, he takes advantage of the page turn, right? And the page turn is basically like you have something going on in this page, right? And then as soon as you turn the page, right, there's a different scene happening, obviously, right? But it's like taking advantage of like, okay, you see something going on this page, and then when you turn the page, your brain doesn't have enough time to adjust to like what you're about to see. So there's a level of shock value that happens if for example, like a character is alive on this page, and then you turn the page and the character's dead, and you're just like, where did that come from, right? So there's some mangakas that know how to take advantage of the medium of manga with different techniques in order to it's really hard to copy those techniques over into anime, especially when you have a mangaka that's really skilled at it. But for most manga transported into anime, I prefer the anime. It just does it better. But there's some mangakas that just do a great job of just taking advantage of the medium and using it to their advantage.
You know, speaking of that, I feel like for the most part, a manga with fights look better with anime. Is that a fair
yes.
a statement to make? But I feel like Dragon Ball Z is better. The fights are better in the manga versus the anime.
I agree.
Because Dragon Ball Z fights are, you know, boom, 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 da-da-da-da-da. But in the manga, they're not drawing all that. You know what I'm saying? And you can really see the hits, you can see the impacts, and it really looks a lot better in the manga than the anime, off my experience. But like, that being said, a show like Death Note, where there's no fight scene in Death Note. Maybe there's like that one time L kicked light. No man. You would think that the manga anime would be pretty much similar, but like I'm gonna grab a potato chip and eat it, right? That scene was amplified because of music that playing in the background, hearing, you know, lights, whole decoration. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always if it's a manga with fights, then it's gonna be better with anime. But it's usually like that. and it's, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, honestly, when you really think about it, Light's doing that eating potato chip and a declaration without music. He just sounds like a crazy person.
Yes.
Like, it's like, for real, like the music just gets you. I think that, like, I'm trying to figure out how to like contextualize it, but music, it almost creates the aura of what's going on. It's like the subtext. It's like the subtext of the conversation. So it's kind of like when two people that you know very well, like you know super well, like you guys are talking to each other, and it's like, because of the experience you guys have together, is like there's a lot of like sub communications happening from past experience. So like it could be like the where the eyes are meeting, or like how the person's position is like you, after experiencing this person's presence and their existence for so long, you build like this cheat sheet in the back of your head in terms of how to connect and associate with that person. And I feel like music is kind of like, it kind of like creates, like, this is what we're supposed to be feeling within the scene. This is how the scene is supposed to go. So it primes you, so whenever a person says something, it feels like that as well.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Imagine Naruto on a swing, right? And you hear, "We are fighting." Like what? That juxtaposition would just be too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hold on, Doctor. You're frozen right now. You might want to come back.
Okay.
Come back in.
How about now?
Okay. Looking okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like the music definitely does amplify the scenes, and the emotion that's involved with the music goes a long way. Or if you've seen someone, like, there's two different types of scenes, right? Same concept. Jiraiya getting beat up, right? Or killed by Pain. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Pain kills Jiraiya. If you don't know that by now, I'm sorry. Hold on, there's a siren going in the background. So. That was the ambulance carrying Jiraiya's body. So, you know, when Jiraiya was dying, imagine you're hearing some hype song like "We Are Fighting, Dreamland," versus, you know, probably the sad sound that was playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? A very, like, oh crap, Jiraiya's dying, versus like a hype song. Because All Might punching the mutant thing, as well as All for One for All. Yeah. It was like a very uplifting fight scene. A fight scene is still a fight scene, but depending on who's fighting or who's winning, you know, you got to get happy music or sad music. True.
You don't play like the main character hero music playing when All for One is the one that's whooping that booty. You know, it's like you don't play that because you're like, All for One is like, if All for One wins, it's just like it's not going to be a happy time.
It's not.
Oh man, yeah, that's a really good point right there. Is like it's kind of like it sets the expectations of what's going on and like how you're supposed to feel with what's going on, right? So like, you know, it's funny that I was thinking about like commercials. You know, like commercials for like medicine and drugs and things like that. You ever notice like when they're listing out all the side effects of this drug, the music gets a little bit more upbeat. You have everyone smiling and hanging out with their dog and their family and everything. But they're listing out, oh, you might get a seizure.
May experience explosive diarrhea. Dun, 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 dun. You might die tomorrow. Dun, 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 dun. You might get hit by a car. Dun, dun, dun,
might experience erectile dysfunction, but you know,
everyone's throwing a football. You know, eating a bowl of cereal with a glass of orange juice and a pot of pancakes. I never get those commercials with the breakfast tables. It'd be like a whole stack of pancakes, a whole bowl of cereal, a glass of milk, and a glass of orange juice. It's like, wait, hold on, how's that?
That sounds disgusting. Why would you drink milk and orange juice in the same?
I don't know, but for breakfast cereal commercial, you probably will see that. Kellogg's, you want to sponsor us? We might be with it. Hold on.
Hey, listen, we'll change our tune if you need us to change our tune.
Aunt Jemima, if you want to sponsor us, we're with it. But Yeah, it's always crazy the juxtaposition with the music and commercials and everything like that. Because if you have some sad song playing in the arms of an angel, you think of the ASPCA dog. You know what I'm saying, with the cages and everything like that. If you're playing, I don't know, some Michael Jackson song with that overlaid, it won't have the same impact.
Right. So it's like, because I feel like, especially with the medicine thing, it's like they legally are obligated. They have to tell you the side effects to it. You have to, But it's like they want to cushion the impact of telling you the side effects as much as possible. So that way, it's like when you come to pick it up, you don't even remember the side effects. You're just like, I'm here to pick up this medicine because it's supposed to cure my lower back pain or do all this stuff and everything like that. And
imagine they had like a funeral song playing in these medicine commercials. They got fired the editor from their team.
Oh yeah, the editor be like, I was just trying to match the mood of like what we're talking about, and and the boss is like, no, that's not what we're trying to do here. That's not what we're trying to do.
You know the meme with The Simpsons? You can go now.
Oh my gosh, yo, and the thing with the dog, it's like same effect, except it's done the opposite way. It's like they want you to feel sad. They want you to feel sad. Like, hey, look at this dog crying here. Do you hear that music? Like, don't you feel sad for the dog? Donate some money. Like, donate some money. Like, don't you feel the sadness that the dog is feeling? Yeah.
I think McDonald's once had an advertisement where there was a black guy in a tank top singing in the rain about McDonald's, like a very 90s music video, like looking through.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Talking about McDonald's. Who do you think their target demographic was for that video? You know what I'm saying?
See, this is why obesity is such a problem. We're not going to talk about that.
But music is say a lot of things without really saying much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Applejack Cinnamon is the Winterman. He probably has like a reggae beat in the background. You know what I'm saying? Because he's supposed to be some type of Jamaican, I think. Versus, he's not playing some Mozart in the background. It's all around us, yo. All around us.
It was actually interesting. Because like one of the things we talked about a little bit off air is the idea of adding more music to like everyday activities. And so like I've been trying to add more music to like just cleaning up my room or just doing whatever or washing dishes, just like adding more music to stuff that I do. And it just makes life more interesting. It makes life more entertaining, It feels like it just adds a layer of flavor to life, the music.
I almost be late to work. I be showing up to work on time all the time.
Said almost late to work. Almost late to work. Because before I go on my bike ride, I gotta like get the right song. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, the bike ride is about 7-8 minutes. Let me get this song for the first 4 minutes, that song for the next potential 5 minutes after that. So before I leave my house, I have the headphones in, getting ready to go. I recently invested in some smaller in-ear headphones. You know what I'm saying? You heard, people who get the AirPods and they'll be like, "Ooh, I don't hear broke." I'm kind of feeling that way now. I ain't gonna say who headphones I got because they ain't sponsor us yet. We ain't sponsored.
I'll let y'all know. Don't. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Hey, listen. I'll throw these headphones away right now. Oh,
but yeah, I don't know, man. Music, I listen to music for everything. Like, whenever I'm washing dishes, I'm listening to music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The headphones are small enough now, like it goes inside my ears. So sometimes when I'm showering, I have it on. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
enhances the experience.
Yeah. Well, there's something I was thinking about a little bit from our conversation. It was the idea of like how do we feel when like music played in the background of like an anime or something we're watching goes against like what we're supposed to be feeling, so like say for example we see Hisoka like killing some people and you just hear like an upbeat song going on as it's playing, is like I feel like the Suicide like shows like movies like the Suicide Squad, and like I think even in our most recent movie I just watched, The Army of the Dead. I think they do that too, where they have like montage, where they'll have like montages of like characters like going crazy, killing, you know, zombies or monsters or people, and like people are like dying, and they'll play some like upbeat music in the background. So I'm like, I've been trying to understand like how I haven't really thought about like how I felt about it, but like how does it like feel to like have like something playing in the background and then having something that is kind of like off-putting? Because even going back to like the commercials with medicine is like I always felt like medical companies be capping when they play these upbeat music and have these people smiling and playing with their dog and stuff in the background, and you're just telling me like, oh, you have a 75% chance of like all your bones breaking if you take this thing. It's like I feel like that's a little bit of a misdirection that could be problematic for people that are not aware, you know.
A little disingenuous.
Yeah,
I heard that word recently. I like that word.
Disingenuous. New word for the vocabulary. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, man. Like, let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about like when you're like watching a scene or getting a piece of information and then the music just seems to go off. Could you imagine going to like, God forbid, like someone you know's funeral, and then somebody's Spotify playlist, just someone presses the wrong button and then you
because I'm happy.
Like, what? That'd be crazy. So it's just like, it's weird to me when it's like when that gets introduced, because music, again, I think comes back to the idea of like it sets the stage, and I guess you as a DJ you see that, like you literally are like, oh, like your firsthand experience seeing how music influenced the vibe of people and like how they behave and stuff. So it's very interesting to me about that.
Well, to your point, I think the movies you listed out, like Suicide Squad, is a whole bunch of anti-heroes. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of expected that they will be committing crime, be killing people or whatever it is doing. So the music kind of makes sense for like happy music while they're going on a killing spree. It makes sense for that group of people.
Right.
Like if you're watching a Spider-Man movie and the villain is getting like 100 kill streak, you probably won't be hearing happy music. It'll probably be like a sad music in the background, unless they're trying to. The villain plays like a boombox before he does it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think in like the Batman movies, for example, like the first one with Joker, Jack Nicholson, he was walking around with actual boombox stuff playing Prince music while he was like destroying museums and doing Joker type activity. Whereas whenever Batman was on screen, it was a bit more, you know, dark.
yes, for sure. And I feel like to that point, I guess the contrast in terms of like you having an upbeat, happy music going on, and then you're having like some dark, twisted stuff happening in the background, like it really describes like the mentality of a character like the Joker, where their brain is structured in such a way that they gain satisfaction from that. Like this is their happy place. Like all these people like dying or exploding or like on these laughing gas is going to kill them slowly. That is their happy place, right? So I guess it does a good job of putting us in the. Oh, you know what it does? It does a great job of putting us in the mindset of the character. Like music has like almost this intuitive sense of like you understand how the character feels, because music is so. At least in my opinion, music seems very integrated in terms of like how we emotionally feel, because it seems like music can just bypass all of our logic and reasoning and just like hit us like right in our hearts and stuff like that. So perhaps when a certain thing is like being played and everything, is like we're getting a feeling of like either the general feeling of the scene or the feeling of the character himself, him or herself.
Have you seen the X-Men movie?
Which X-Men movie?
Yeah, I know that was quite a bit of them. The one with Quicksilver.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like when he's doing a running through the whole building, saving people from the explosion? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, as that scene starts, there's something that happens that doesn't make logical sense. He plays music, puts in headphones, and
how's the music playing as fast as him?
Yeah. So ignore that question. Maybe anything connected to him just moves the same speed as him, and that goes to MP3 files as well. I don't get how that works. But that scene with his music, it kind of amplifies the backing of the whole scene. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're listening to some like sad music in the arms of an angel, it wouldn't look as cool as it was when he was listening to whatever song it was. It's like an 80s song.
Yeah.
Right now. But it tells you his aesthetic. It tells you what type of music he likes to listen to, because you see him in the universe play the actual music. It's not like background music. It's music he is actually listening to. Yeah. So that also amplifies the situation as well.
And that's a little bit of that's a little bit of like adding to more to break the fourth wall. Like, you have characters like Deadpool that consciously break the fourth wall. But then you have things like that with Quicksilver's, like once he played the music, we heard the music, right? And then when he stopped the music, it stopped the music for us too. So it's like he unknowingly affected the fourth wall, which is interesting. But it's like it's one of those things that's like music is one of those things. The more I think about it, it's just that subtext of communication, letting you know, like, this is what the vibe is about. This is what's going on. This is what's happening in this person's head. I guess maybe there might be even some scenes where my pick, where the actual words of a song is being played, and it's actually supposed to like almost narrate like something about the character. Maybe not exactly their backstory, but maybe something alluding to like the backstory or the reasonings about something.
Have you seen the movie Us?
Yeah.
I think the trailer for Us had some like 90s song, 2000 song. It was flipped into a very cryptic remix. This is live, y'all, so I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was like you hear the original, then you start hearing the distortion of it. And you start to realize that, the family, that's the original family. Oh, crap. And then there's a distortion to the us. You know what I'm saying? So even in trailers like that, the music is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had an epiphany live when I was like, there's a distortion from the original family to
That's crazy, yo. It's the power of music, man. The power of music. Jeez.
I was working at graduation, and the music that was being played was like violins, this and the third, and I was like, wouldn't it be interesting if it was like, Swagster started playing? Now I doubt
that'd be a hype graduation. I'll tell you that. It's like
that would be a hype if the demographic could appreciate it. True. The people I was with, I don't think the majority of them would appreciate that song too much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's the power of music, man. Or if like, some Latin songs playing, songs like this, some bachata, some merengue, and the graduation thing. But we're formalized to have the violin thing.
Yeah. I guess that was the hype music at the time when people first started graduating, and like they were like, yo, we need something to liven up this event. We need something to give the vibe of like, yo, this is a great thing that you guys accomplished. You have graduated. You've achieved 4 years of education. And they were like, all right, hold up, I got you. Give me a second.
So if Mozart or Beethoven was still alive, you think if they listen to music right now, they listen to the stuff that they made, or they listen to some, everything I'm thinking about has like curses in the lyrics. So I'm doing like a triple thought, like a next song. Like, you think Beethoven listens to Bust Down Tatiana?
I think Beethoven would at least be considering it, right? Because I think it's kind of like I don't know, because I've never made music before, right? So maybe you could attest to this, but it's like you kind of experiment to progress with different things. You like tap into like all different kinds of genres and seeing which ones feel right for you, and like work with it, and like you evolve and escalate. You can't keep making classical music all the time. Like, come on, like it's like classical music is classical for a reason. That's classical basically means old. That's what classical means. So it's like as you progress through life, of course your tastes are going to change. Of course you're going to experience new instruments and new ways of new concepts and sounds and stuff like that. So of course you got to evolve with the times. So if the times are saying bust down Tatiana, then you better bust down. I don't know what to tell you.
Beethoven undoes his apricot. Like, okay, I guess it's about time.
Yeah.
Yo, I think about like parties back in like the 1700s. You think there was dead people with a violin in the background? Like,
I mean, if you're talking about the parties that was happening in the slave master houses, then I guess I guess it was going like that. But maybe the parties back with our people, it might be a little different, you know.
They probably had some drums wherever our people were from.
Yeah, like chairs that converted to drums, something like that. I don't know.
Maybe. Yo, that being said, one of my personal goals is I want to get good at playing piano. So say if I'm DJing an event, imagine at some point I just start playing a piano live during the event.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Just to start the transition into the next song.
Okay, Beethoven. Alright, I see it. Okay. That'd be
I'm not there yet. But I just have this vision in my mind of just playing piano, building up to the next song. So everyone's like waiting for it to drop, and you slowly start bringing in the vocals. If you got a DJ, a pianist, and like someone who would sing every now and then, that would be a nice little thing right there. That'd be a big check to pay all these people. But
yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? You listen to your music, the transition starts happening. Someone gets the mic, they can actually sing. They're not just saying Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? They singing. And you hear the piano start playing in the background. That's a whole other type of atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't think
that's what I'm trying to work on.
Have you seen that done before?
I've never seen it done. I've seen events where there were like a DJ and a live band, right? I heard of someone playing like a saxophone while they're DJing. I think I heard of that, but I haven't physically seen it. So I think being able to, do that with a piano, which, every song could be replicated on the piano. Most songs be replicated on the piano. That could be a nice way to intro a song and just enhance the overall experience.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine like, I can't really remember much about yesterday, but the DJ started playing on the piano. That was kind of dope.
Yeah. It's like the songs eventually blend together. So like something like that kind of like pops out. I think it's like as a high amount of reward, but a higher amount of risk to it though, because it's not like you're playing the song. You're literally like, you might have practiced this for some time, right? You'll be like, okay, I know from this song about the transition and about to play this part that I came up with the piano, but it's like, it's not you didn't record it, it's like you're playing it, so I think it has a higher reward, but a little bit higher risk than what is the average DJ would be accustomed to.
For sure, undoubtedly. Yep.
Yeah, I guess it would be the same level of risk as like a turntablist, because they have to.
Yeah, like a scratching DJ and everything like that. I would say this probably be a bit more complicated because when you're scratching, that's just the same device. This is introducing a whole new device, a whole new medium, and you probably got to turn yourself away depending on how it's stacked.
Yeah.
Your DJ board's in front of you, your turntable or controller, but then the piano's off to the side. So it's definitely a bit more complicated, but I see it. I see it now.
Yeah.
For those who watch this video, 5 years from now, you go to Dr. Griffs Festival and you see a piano being played, you heard it here first. But that's definitely a goal of mine.
Yo, that's fantastic. Yo, I love to hear that, because like as soon as I heard you say it, I was like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be lit actually. So like I feel like I think that's a great goal to like approach and be like, yeah, because the thing about it is like the idea is so sound that it's not the idea itself of you being able to like play the piano while doing the DJing and like have it interlock. It makes sense. So even if it like, you know, bombs one time, it's not because the idea itself bombed. It's because maybe that sound that you thought was cool, what just didn't match the event, or just it didn't transition. So maybe you had to just tweak the sound or tweak the little song that you created. So the idea is fundamentally lit. It's not the idea. I don't see any holes in the idea. It's literally the songs and like the pairing of the songs that comes with it.
The execution.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, if you're doing it for, because different types of crowds, you know, there's crowds that just want to hear the straight rap, like I'm gonna kill someone, ba 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 type rap. You know what I'm saying? There's crowds that want to hear You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, some reggae crowds. You know what I'm saying? There's some African crowds. So you gotta be, it has to be really like precise how you want to do this, because some people be like, imagine you start playing the piano and you really get into it, they start bullying you, boo, get off the stage. So you get distracted, you hit the wrong key, now it sounds bad,
and then they start being like, look at your trash. Can't play the piano.
I think I got booed one time in like my house while I was living at the time. It was yo, I will never forget that moment. Someone requested me to play a song for them, and it was like one of the fraternities. How they need that song to like stroll to and everything. So they gave me the wrong version of that song.
Like you're gonna stroll. Hold on, side note. You're gonna stroll everywhere, guys. You're gonna stroll. He said I need to be safe. Hold on.
we might need to cut that part out. There's some bands that they're like, nah, hold on.
Nah, that was banned. What you gonna do? You're not gonna do. It's actually funny. One of my old childhood friends is actually an alpha. So it's like, I'll talk to him afterwards about that.
Shout out to whoever do what. COVID restrictions about to be lifted. There might be more parties and events. You know,
and so guys,
band starts.
this is a podcast, but it's like, you know, it's separate thoughts sometimes, guys. No, we're in this together, bro. We're in this together. Whatever I say. It's like what?
Nah, but I cut you off. What were you saying though?
Oh yeah. Getting to the idea of like a. Oh no! It was just a side note of like the strolling and everything. But what you were talking about, like, it made me think about something, right? It's the intentions, right? It's because like we've been talking so far about how music sets the intentions of something, but what happens when you have people that come in with expectations of like what they want to hear? And then it's like they hear something that goes against those expectations, right? It's like that's kind of like you're rolling the dice, like you're like flipping a coin. Like, is it going to come? Because either way, it's going to come off visceral. It's going to come off like, but is it going to come off like, okay, I wasn't expecting this, but all right, I could dig it? Or is it going to come off like, like, damn, I don't even want to be here. I just wasted my money, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely times where people that come to me, well, like whenever someone makes a request, that's them saying, I have something in mind that I want to be played, I want to hear. I remember Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. I played that song so many times that 2-3 years. Every event that I was DJing where that demographic would appreciate that song, it was requested. Every single event. So it's kind of eats at your soul. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely had people be like,
shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Because the player's gonna play. Taylor, if you want to sponsor us, let us know. I'd play it if you need me to, but it was a lot.
What if your next project is a hip hop remix of that song?
I heard and I've acquired a remix where they blended Shake It Off with Bobby Shmurda's Hot Boy.
Oh.
They had an instrumental of that with the play's gonna play. I don't know who thought of that, but it actually worked out pretty well. Cause Shake It Off, I'm about to geek out on y'all real quick. Shake It Off is like 80 BPM. Hot Ninja is about 84 BPM. So it's not that big of a difference sonically. To make that transition, it could be really smooth transition versus I don't know. You know the song I Got Somebody, She Is a Beauty, very special. That's 100 BPM. So a lot of reggae songs are like the 100 BPM. Like Hoja is like 100. Sima, who with the keys to the bimmo? Oh nah, the girl some sugar.
What's the point of the BPMs? Like, why does it matter?
So BPM is beats per minute. So typically, the less BPM, the slower the song is. The more BPM, the faster the song is. The Jersey Club, a lot of remixes I make are like 130 to 160 BPM, so it's like really fast. The BPM apparently matches with your heart rate. So like the speed of the BPM could affect your heart at some time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm no cardiologist or anything like that, but that 130 to 160 BPM, that really gets your heart rate bumping. All the like EDM, that's like 128 to like 140 BPM. Versus reggae, the reggae sweet spot is like, the dance hall sweet spot is like 95 to like 92 to like 105 could capture a whole bunch of dance hall. Work is like 92 BPM. Beating him on all his old stuff like 95 BPM. Egyptian Hoja is like 100 BPM. One Dance is like 104 BPM. Bend Over, hit it. That's like 113 BPM. You know, Break It Down. Break It Down. That's like 118 BPM. Then you get to the African music, that's like 120 to 130 BPM.
Okay, gotcha. So
geek time out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because like I was talking to a person that's like, he's in his 50s, but he looks great. Like, he looks great for years. Like when I came up to talk to him, he was actually, I thought he was in his 30s, right? And I came up to talk to him because he's super flexible. Like, he's able to do like the lotus pose, he's able to get to splits and everything. So I wanted to get his advice about like stretching and everything because I'm a little tight from all the training I do, right? And so one of the things he was talking to me about is that like he's like super friendly dude, especially like he's a yoga instructor. And he's talking about the idea of like, well, the first thing you got to do before you get into flexibility, before you get into like yoga and stuff, is you got to really focus on breathing. You got to focus on learning how to breathe and everything. And then from breathing, you learn how to control your heart rate. It's like the heart rate. And then, so when you were telling me about the BPMs and like how a song can like affect your heart rate, is like that's something like I felt like at parties, you know. You know, and I don't just mean like when you stand right next to like a big speaker and then just let that thing just beat through your body. Is like certain songs that'll come on, it just feels like I have to increase the pace of my body to match with what's going on in the music, right? And it was just interesting to me, like the idea of like heart rate, because that's something I'm getting into more so. Like one of the things I have is like I have asthma, so like breathing is a very interesting thing that I like to learn more about. The better I could breathe, the better for me. And yeah, it was one of the things because I've been practicing meditation for a couple of months now, and like learning how to just keep calm all the time, right? No matter what the situation is. So yeah, I don't know. That was just something I was just thinking about from the music. The idea that like music literally feels like magic sometimes. It literally feels like music can turn your mood, can flip how you're feeling, can flip your perception of an event. It can literally like manipulate like how your internal world is, and then of course that's going to affect your external world because your internal world changed. So now you think differently, you move differently, and so now you just move through life and everything, just in a different way.
When 2020 first started, the closing started happening. I heard this at one of the speeches I was working at recently. There was a guy in like Italy or something like that. Essentially, things started closing down. The life is looking crazy. The world's about to end. It feels like everything's about to explode. And he opened his window and started playing some music. Like started playing some of his own, just like office instrument. And people started thanking him, and that moment really it made them feel hopeful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he wasn't playing like a funeral procession music. I'm pretty sure he was playing something that sounded lovely, and people just really smiled when they heard it.
Wow.
The music is very transformative and powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
I think that's why I am investing so much of my time and energy and money into just getting better at music. So I know whatever I do, I think I want music to be involved in. You know, these videos, I part music in the background. You know, the DJing, that's all about music. So music has a tremendous impact on my life. So I splurge on like headphones and music related things.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man, I completely blanked. So like,
it's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good. But I think this is a nice place to end it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we can end it here and stuff. Yeah. All right.
Thanks for making it to the end of this video, y'all. Like I said, I got my second upgrade today, so I feel a little sluggish. If I look a little off, that might be it. You see me real time, so if in 3-4 weeks from now things look different or worse, better, perhaps it has affected me, perhaps it hasn't. But regardless, till we get to that point, we will still be meeting up and dropping videos in our channels and all that stuff. Thank you for listening. Bam, you working on anything?
Yeah, just right now, just looking for more anime. Like, if you have any anime recommendations that you want me to check out, it could be something from like seasons ago and everything. Right now, I'm just looking for anime just to catch my time, but also to make live reactions about, because I haven't made a live reaction to an anime in like a few weeks now. So I'm really itching to like make some content again, but right now I'm like scouting. There's a couple ones I'm thinking about, maybe Megaloboxing. I was thinking about Shaman King, but can't find Shaman King let me know where you guys find Shaman King at. Like, I'm not talking about the old school Shaman King, I'm talking about the new one that just came out and everything. But other than that, we appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video and like hear us just talking about, like anime and things that we love and things we find interesting. And let us know in the comment section down below if there's any topics or things that you would like us to dive into in future videos. And if you had any questions or comments about anything, just let us know down below. So anyway, guys, we appreciate you guys. There's a big fat red button down there. You know that button? It's free to slap that thing with your cursor and subscribe and join what we got going on. So yeah, guys, and also down below you'll find links to both Dr. Griffs and myself, our personal channels, where you can check out our other work that we do on our own there. So yeah, with that being said, guys, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.